Hello, I'm Commander Gattis, and welcome to the 1993 Raleigh Fire Department Recruit Academy. As a new employee, you join the ranks of dedicated men and women who, by and through their individual and collective efforts, provide public safety services to more than 212,000 permanent residents and to more than 40,000 college students and non-resident commuter workers. It is our duty and responsibility to provide the highest quality of service possible within the limits of available resources. To this end, we need and sincerely solicit your help. The mission of the Recruit Academy is to provide essential training in firefighting, emergency medical, and hazardous material practices for pre-service employees of the Raleigh Fire Department. The administration of the Raleigh Fire Department is charged with the responsibility for developing and implementing entrance-level training programs that prepare trainees for their first year of employment. Administration recognizes the importance of high-quality basic training programs which provides the trainee with the essential knowledges and skills to safely function as an inexperienced member of a fire company. To ensure a high standard of individual performance, administration has formulated rules and procedures which must be adhered to by each participant in the Recruit Academy. As a firefighter, the work you do requires technical knowledge of firefighting, rescue, and emergency medical equipment and procedures. You must act calmly, quickly, and proficiently in potentially life-threatening emergencies and under extremely adverse conditions such as heat, smoke, fire, toxic fumes, subjection to highly contagious diseases, cramped surroundings, and strenuous physical exertion when responding, rendering, or participating in fire or emergency medical situations. As a new recruit, an extensive training program will begin which normally lasts 25 weeks. During this time, recruits develop through classroom instruction and practical experience the complete range of technical and physical knowledges and skills needed for performance as a firefighter. Students may expect training in such subjects as organization of the fire department, rules and regulations, forcible entry, protective breathing apparatus, salvage, fire hose, nozzles and appliances, ladder application and drill, fire behavior, hazardous materials, rescue practices, fire alarm systems, safety, fire streams, and ropes, as well as many others. Emergency medical training includes, but not limited to, the human body, patient assessment, basic life support, and pediatric emergencies. The Academy includes a very demanding physical fitness program and a number of actual firefighting opportunities. In order to complete the Academy, each candidate must maintain an 80 academic average in each subject area. Also, personal conduct and performance will be subject to continuous evaluation by the training staff throughout the 25-week duration of the Academy. A fire department career is demanding. Your initial training will likewise be demanding. Remember that you are ultimately responsible for your performance in the Recruit Academy. Myself and the staff are here to assist you in achieving your first and most important career goal, successful completion of the 1993 Recruit Academy and appointment to the Raleigh Fire Department. Remember, the future belongs to those who prepare for it. Good luck and welcome aboard.
Hello, I'm Captain Thomas Matthews, City of Raleigh Fire Department, Fire Instructor. Welcome to the fire portion of the 1993 City of Raleigh Fire Academy. During the next several months, you will be given the basic knowledge to build a promising career with the Garner, the Wilson, or the City of Raleigh Fire Department. I have been given the opportunity to provide instruction in 7 major areas of the fire service for this academy. These areas are fire behavior, self-contained breathing apparatus, ladders, ventilation, water supply, building construction, and forcible entry. First, we have fire behavior. This is the foundation for which all other fire training is built. This subject gives you the basic knowledge of the theory of combustion, the characteristics of fuel, how fires develop and spread, the classes of fire, and the byproducts of combustion. Second, we have self-contained breathing apparatus. This course demonstrates the importance of self-contained breathing apparatus to protect the firefighter from toxic environments, oxygen deficiency, superheated atmospheres, and smoke. Self-contained breathing apparatus also gives the firefighter the protection to more expediently locate victims and to see the fire for extinguishment. The fire service ladder course demonstrates the fire service ladders resemble commercial ladders in shape and appearance, but the potential and frequent use under adverse conditions demand that a margin of safety not usually expected in commercial ladders be provided. For this reason, fire department ground ladders are especially constructed. As with most fire department tools and appliances, frequent concentrated training is required to develop individual skills and teamwork necessary for efficient use of ground ladders. This is especially true in the case of ground ladders because ground ladders is an item of equipment upon which life of the firefighter and the public depends. This course will stress safety due to the fact firefighters have a 40% chance of being injured in the first year of service. Reports show that firefighters are 5 times more likely to be killed than an industrial worker. Fourth, we have ventilation. Ventilation has been defined as a systematic removal of heated air, smoke, and gases from a structure, followed by the replacement of a supply of cool air, which facilitates other firefighting priorities. The importance of ventilation becomes obvious. It increases the visibility for quicker location of the seat of the fire. It decreases the danger to trapped occupants by channeling away hot, toxic gases. Ventilation also reduces the chance of a potentially fatal flashover or backdraft. This course is designed to provide techniques for each firefighter to become proficient in the area of ventilation. Next, we have water supply. The importance of an adequate and reliable water supply cannot be overemphasized for firefighting operations. Knowledge of the most efficient way to use the available water supply system is also critical for efficient, effective fireground operation. This course is designed to give the firefighter a working knowledge of water supply fundamentals, types and installation of distribution systems, and inspection of fire hydrants. Also, fire flow testing of static sources, relay operations, and various other aspects of water supply for the fire service. There are many notable instances where firefighters have been killed or injured because of failing building construction. Firefighters have fallen through roofs, had walls to fall upon them, or become trapped due to partial collapse of a building. This course is intended to help the firefighter become aware of many constructional designs and features that makes up buildings in their area. Last but not least, we have forcible entry. Today's fireground strategies rely increasingly upon a more aggressive interior fire attack and incorporate tactics that more effectively promote firefighters' mission of preserving life and property. Modern forcible entry tactics naturally reflect this concern for life and property. This course reflects the fire service's growing concern for the reduction of property damage, especially for damage needlessly caused during firefighting activities. Forcible entry can be done quickly and with minimal damage to the property. The key to safe, efficient forcible entry lies with placing the proper tools into the hands of well-trained firefighters. At the conclusion of this course, You will be a Certified Firefighter 3 by the State of North Carolina Fire Commission. This will indicate your proficiency in those areas necessary to become a professional firefighter. Thank you and good luck.
I am Captain Shelton T. Eudy with the City of Raleigh Fire Department. I am the Hazardous Material Instructor Coordinator for all 354 members at the present date. As this new recruit academy came in, we decided this year on account of promotions depleting our hazardous material forces that we would carry this recruit academy all the way through the technician level. It began with a 20-hour course in hazardous material awareness. Basically, at the awareness level, you are taught to recognize that a hazard exists and some of the signs and symptoms such as toxicology, things such as this. You actually do not do anything as far as stopping leaks or anything like that. The next portion of your hazardous material training was radiological monitoring. That was a 16-hour course. Then after that, we ran you through a 16-hour course of the instant command system as it relates to Haz-Mat and firefighting. The next step in there is hazardous material operations level, which was a 42-hour course. A whole lot of classroom, a whole lot of studying of the 9 different classes of chemicals. After that, you experience 1 8-hour day of decontamination training in which you learn to do decon. At the operations level, you still are not expected to get into the product or stop releases. However, in the next 40-hour week, we brought in the US EPA course 165.15, which is emergency response to hazardous material incidents. In that, they received 40 hours of hands-on training, which included such things as instant command system, radiological monitoring, air monitoring instruments, determining pHs, acidic or base levels, use of SCBAs, encapsulating suits, and disposable suits, how to set up decontamination, toxicology. A lot of areas were covered under this course. At the present, the department has 74 technicians and 258 operation level personnel. With this recruit academy finishing, we will add 22 technicians there to give us 96 technicians. People at operations level, such as the rest of the department, are required an 8-hour-a-year annual refresher training. You people as technicians will be required to perform 24 hours of technician training. I would like to say also to you that as you graduate and move out of this recruit academy, some of you will be joining Haz-Mat directly out of this. I wish you all could. We don't have quite that many holes, thank goodness. But I do wish you the best of luck in your future, and I feel like this Haz-Mat training will greatly increase your firefighting knowledge and help you actually out through the rest of your life.
I'm Captain Freddy Lynn. I'm the Fire Suppression Coordinator for the training staff. Our responsibilities included half of the fire suppression training, the driver safety program, pump operation, and the live fire training classes. With the fire suppression classes, we tried to use one class to build to another class. We began with communications and alarms, where we learned the language of the fire service and the 911 system. Then we moved to salvage and overhaul, where we taught things about how to protect people's property. The next class was fire streams, hose and nozzle practices. We learned the different types of fire hose, nozzles, how they were connected together, and how they could be used to put out fires. Each one of these classes was just a beginning. Then we moved to rope and rescue. We learned to tie knots so we were able to raise equipment and personnel or lower personnel out of a burning building. Then we moved to sprinklers and standpipes. We learned about commercial fire protection systems, how the fire department could hook up to these systems to be able to fight fires in high-rise buildings. We also did some standpipe drills with our high-rise packs so we could teach them that the high-rise buildings were fought from the inside, not from the outside. We used these classes to build toward our first house burn. Then came our first field trip. We loaded all the recruits up on the bus, the Trailways bus, by the way, and began our long journey to Wilson, North Carolina, where the Wilson Fire Department furnished a house, all the equipment, and a lunch. We spent the day there, and for most of them, this was where they had seen their first fire. Later on in the academy, we were offered a second house down in Elevation, North Carolina, which was in Johnston County. We made another trip down. Luckily enough, we had another fairly cool day, and we burned the second house. Later on in the academy, we had another chance to burn a third house. We went to Wendell. This particular day wasn't quite as cool as the other two, but by now they were beginning to act like real firefighters. Their proficiency level was increasing steadily. We also spent a week at the Wake County Fire Training Center, where we worked in the burn building, the high-rise building, and we had 2 night burns. Both of these night burns were on some real long days. One of them was on an LP gas system, and the other one involved a tanker, and they saw as much fire as they'll probably ever see. We also had classes on fire extinguishers that week. We gave them a basic knowledge of fire pumps and how they work and how all the pieces and parts fit together. We have tried to give them a knowledge base to build on. They think they have just finished their training, but their training has just begun. It's been a real pleasure to work with them.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Commander Dunn, EMT Rescue Coordinator for the City of Raleigh Fire Department. I was in charge of all the EMT training, that's Emergency Medical Technician training for the Recruit Academy. The state of North Carolina requires you to have 110 hours of classroom/clinical hours. The Raleigh Fire Department requires you to have 190 classroom/clinical hours to obtain this state certification. I feel that this was the highest pressure certification that was put on the young men in this class. Reason being, you're going to be dealing with human life. One fatal mistake in somebody's life can be the ultimate cost of this. These young men were taught to deal in life and death situations while maintaining a cool, calm atmosphere themselves. The first order of business in the class was to take these young men and to teach them about the anatomy and the physiology of the human body. We learned that the human body had parts that we didn't know where they were at. I even learned a few things in the class myself. I learned that the human being got a few parts that I didn't even know existed. Patient assessment, this is where we actually got down with a sick person or a person that's been involved in an accident and actually covered them from head to toe to try and figure out what was wrong with them. We have a very valuable piece of equipment called the Hurt Trauma Mannequin. This is a life-size mannequin with different injuries, and it was absolutely amazing to see the young men come up to this mannequin, and it actually had injuries and cuts, abrasion, things of this sort, that these young men actually went from head to toe and they missed. They never even saw it. Man have his neck slashed wide open, and these guys were so afraid that they actually didn't even see the mannequin's neck slashed open. Very good training tool that helped assist us with this EMT certification. We're also taught the heart, lung, and brain relationship in CPR. For those of you that don't know what CPR is, it stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation and choking. This is where a person has actually died, their heart and their lungs have stopped functioning, and we actually have to provide life for these individuals until more qualified help can arrive or until we get them to a medical facility. Person choking, there was a tremendous amount of hours on practicing on the mannequins that we have down here. Also, there's that's about 60% of our calls is CPR, actually having to do CPR calls from accidents, from stabbings, from electrocutions, drownings. CPR, we will do that more than we will anything. Okay? Also, dealing with the airway, we were taught to insert airways into people. We were taught to hook up oxygen. Oxygen is a medication that's most of the time prescribed by a physician that we come up with. These guys, there are some do's and don'ts with oxygen. Oxygen can kill you. Oxygen can blow up We were taught all of these things with oxygen and choking the airway of the people. We were also taught splinting with backboards and broken bones, how to put on the different splints, do's and don'ts of these different splints. You can do more damage when trying to set someone's leg or get the thing aligned using the correct splint when you want to, when you need to. Automobile accidents, it's a different ball game when you got to put on all these splints and you're kind of in a cramped, confined area. Also, in the automobile, we actually bought in automobiles where we can do that. Put these splints on. The young men saw that it was very hot. Discomfort was upon them in these automobiles, putting on backboards and things of this sort. Extrication. Sometimes the people are going to be still trapped in their automobile. We've got to teach them how to properly get these people out of the automobile in a safe and orderly manner, their safety being number one. The automobiles built today, they have a lot of things wrong with them that may cost the rescuer his life or a limb. He may get injured himself while trying to rescue somebody else. Also, keeping the patient safe while we're cutting people out of cars. A lot of dangerous things around automobiles when we have to extricate these people. The equipment is very sophisticated that we have to work with. It can also be dangerous too. We went out in the junkyard and stayed out there all day with the June flies swarming at you and the gnats and everything. Very uncomfortable. We even saw a couple of snakes out there. We had to break and run a little bit, but we brought them right back and cut them up there. Last but not least, we want to take all of this training that they had, 6 weeks of intense training dealing with the human life. We want to put it all together. We dispatched our young men out to the different hospitals around here, and this is where they actually went into the emergency room. They followed a doctor or a nurse, whichever one was available at the time, and we actually interviewed patients. We worked on patients. We put everything that we've learned together, and we actually saw people hurt, people very sick. We even saw some people that were clinging on to dear life. Some made it, some didn't. These are the things that we're going to have to deal with out in the field. The Raleigh Fire Department delivered 11 babies in 1992. This is a vast majority of the calls that the Raleigh Fire Department run. We have to be ready to render aid to people that are sick and injured 24 hours a day. And above all, we have to be safe when we're doing this, and we have to keep a cool head while we're doing this. People that see us do this stuff, if we're shook, the patient's going to get shook. Men, I want you to have a real prosperous career. I want you to have a safe career. Come back to the Keeter Training Center and see us. Above all, keep your skills up. Good luck to every one of you, and God bless you. Lieutenant Commander Dunn signing off.